Fine. Let's start this. So in previous class, we have revised about the pandas, right? So we have already discussed the important functions in pandas, and also we had a revision session on the pandas also. Fine. So the next topic will be visualizations. Okay. So the next topic would be how we can visualize certain data and which can be helpful in our analysis, okay, or to understand some relationship between different variables in the given data. Fine. So that will be our next topic. But before that, uh, there is a small topic in pandas itself, okay, which is called as pandas profiling, guys. Okay, we'll quickly see that and then we will proceed for the visualization. Okay, so let's start. So what is pandas profiling is, see, it will give you a complete detailed report, okay, about a particular data set. Fine. So what type of report it's going to give us? Let's see. For example, see, this is my Titanic data set. Okay. And you have a library called as Pandas Profiling. Okay. You need to install it. And the way how you can install this is pip install Pandas Profiling. Okay. And once you do that, it should be installed. From this Pandas Profiling, you need to import something called as profile report. Okay. And to this profile report, just pass your df, my data set df as a parameter. Okay. And this will generate the profile report of this data set. And that profile report, you can save it to some HTML file. Okay. Simple. Install pandas profiling. From that, you can access the profile report and pass your data set to that. And the report, you can save it to some HTML file. Now, once we open this, we will see what all it is having. Okay. So yeah. So if you see here, it will give you a detailed report, guys. Now this is my data set. Okay. Now, sorry. Yeah. So now, if you see for the given data set, what all it is saying? It is saying the number of variables are 12. Okay. That means what? What are variables? Columns. So can you see here? There are 12 columns and 891 rows. Okay. And number of observations is 891. Okay. And there are missing cells. Overall, there are 866 missing cells. Okay. And how do we get that? Df dot is null dot sum. Okay, I need to run this one second. Fine. So if you see what is this going to give us, guys? This is giving the missing values. Agree or not? Df dot is null dot sum will give you the missing values from each and every column. So only age, cabin, and embarked are having missing values. Agree? So 177 plus 687 plus 2. Can you see? 866. Total there are 866 missing values from all the columns in the given data set. Are you guys following?
Yes, sir, follow.
Okay. So the same thing which we can do using different functions, right? So all these different functions we have seen, right? So to get the number of columns, okay, we do shape. You remember? We do simply shape, we'll get you the number of rows and columns. And missing values is this. Okay, so like that, different parameters or measures of the given data set, which we can do in the notebook. Okay, if you want a few of them in the shape of a report, read the important one. So the pandas profiling will give us, as you can see, this is pandas profiling report. So here it is saying the same thing. Okay, number of columns, number of rows, missing values, and the missing cells percentage overall. Okay, and there are no duplicate rows, no zero, total size, okay, average record size, etc. Okay, and from the given this 12, there are 5 numeric and 7 categorical. Okay, there are 5 numeric and categorical, and this numeric will also be numeric could be float or integer. Okay, categorical will be categorical. And if you remember, we also have something called as df.shape, sorry, info. Remember, df.info. Okay, so over here also you can see the different data types. Fine. So over here, if you see numeric or 5. So I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think it's considering integer part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, because we are having nan values, right? Okay, I see. Because we are having nan values, so it is considering this is also categorical. So remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so the remaining 7 will be, it is considering it as categorical. Okay, anyways, you can check this out. So if you're having doubts, right, so you can fill the missing values with with some values, and then you can run this report again. Okay, but it basically tells you numerical and categorical count. Okay, fine. So after that, if you come down here, you can see for each variable. Okay, for each variable, for example, yeah, I'm selecting passenger ID. Okay, so for, so here it is giving you the overview. Fine. Now here it is giving the individual level, right? Individual level. If you select a particular variable, so here it is saying number of what is distinct values. Fine. Distinct percentage, missing values. Okay. Infinite. So I'm not sure what is this infinite. We'll see it. Okay, but what is mean value, minimum value, maximum value? How many zeros are there? How many negative values? Okay, what is the memory size? Okay, and this is a histogram of this. Getting? For example, let's say if you see this, see there are only 2 categories, male, female. Fine, this is categorical in nature. From the overall 891, they're like 577, 314. Okay, so you can just select age. You see, this is a clear histogram of this age, and there are 177 missing values. Okay, maximum value is 80, minimum value is 0.42. Okay, so as we have seen the last time, 0.42 in the age is not justifiable, but still the data is not correct. You can just fine tune the data. But with a single report only, you can understand so many things from the given data set. Agree? So for each and every column, so you can get very good idea. Fine. So if you see this embark, there's 3 categories in this embark categorical variable SCQ. Fine. So this is a range, and there is some P class. So there are 1, 2, 3. So maximum people are traveling in the 3rd class. Okay, and compared to 2nd class. Fine. Is this clear, guys? Are you guys getting?
Yes, sir.
See, if I click on more details, it is also giving you still some more details, like statistics also it is giving completely. See, standard deviation, kurtosis, mean, skewness, variance, range, 95th percentile, Q1, see, minimum value, 5th percentile. Q1 25th percentile, median 50th percentile, 75th, 95th, maximum range, everything it is giving you. See, you don't need to again do some statistical, use some statistical functions over here. Remember? So for example, if I go for some P class and if I click on more details, see, unique values or no, there are no unique values. First row, seventh row. Okay, categories. See, I think you can see what is the percentage of third class blue color, for orange class, second class. See, you can spend some decent time on this, guys, so that you can play with these. See, words, categories, getting. So for the age, if I do more details, see for the age, these are the statistical measures. And if I go for the histograms, see, this is a 50 bins histogram. Common values, most common values are 24. Extreme values, see, these are some extreme values, out something like outliers, it is saying. Okay, so that is about individual variables. You can see some details. Cool. Next, you have interactions. Okay, so in the interactions part, so it's a it will be a combination of two fields. Okay, so first will be, as you can see here, first will be overview, overall general view. Next is variable. That means one particular variable, single variable or univariable, which is called a univariate analysis. Second thing is the interaction. That means it's a combination of two columns it will be speaking about. Okay, so here if you see, so in the first row you can select a column, second row another column. Okay, for example, passenger ID and fare. See, this is a plot. Okay, so over here in the x-axis we have passenger ID, y-axis we have fare, and these are the, this is a scatter plot. Okay, what are these plots? We are going to see it in a while, but it is just plotting for each and every passenger ID. So what's the fare? Okay, and fare and age you can take, for example. And for example, if you take age, if you take a same column, same column in both the rows, obviously you'll get a straight line. Now, if I change say something SBIPP to some PR, okay, so this is a different. So this will tell you the combination of two columns. Okay, so after that we have something called as correlation. Fine, so it will give you the complete correlation column between all the complete columns in the data set, as you can see. So this is a zero correlation, this color. Okay, and as you know, correlation will vary from -1 to +1. +1 is very strong positive correlation, -1 is very strong negative correlation, 0 is no correlation at all. Okay, and based upon this color, for example, see, this color is somewhat this color, and I would say this color is having somewhat darker shades of blue somewhere over here. And what are these? This is what? This is between survived and sex column. Okay, so this is having a proper correlation. Okay, now in the sense, how do you understand this? Okay, so it means that in sex column we have 0 and 1. Okay, so it means when it is increasing, when you say this column is increasing, that means when it is going to 0 to 1. Okay, so then the survive chance is also increasing, is what they are saying. Fine. And similarly, see, this column is having a negative some correlation. What is this? This is in this color code. Fine, that means in the negative direction. So what is this between age and PR? Okay, so that means if age is increasing, this particular column, which I'm not sure, so it is decreasing. But these two are having a very good negative correlation. Okay, getting, and as you can see, this is almost white. Okay, that means this is between PR and P class. So these are almost no correlation. Okay, so the increase or decrease in one column is not going to affect the other column in any way. Fine. So those type of correlations you can understand from this correlation section. Okay, it's called heat map. Actually, it's called heat map. And if you want in the form of a table also, you will get it. Fine. Following, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after that, yeah, for the missing values also, next section is missing values. Missing values also you can directly see a beautiful representation over here. See, overall count is 891. So all this does not have any missing values. Okay. See, age column is having 714. So that's why the bar is little low. And all these are perfectly fine again. Okay. And cabin column is having the maximum missing values because it's you can also understand it's from small. This blue is telling you the number of values present. Okay. Only few values are present. Most of them are 201 or missing values. Okay. And over here only the two missing values. Fine. So from this also directly you can understand which one is having the maximum missing values. Fine. So the same missing values, one way is a count you can have, or in the form of matrix you can also have. Okay. So this will also tell you that which rows are missing. Okay. So that means what? See, this is the row one. Okay. So this is the last row, first row and last row. Okay. So earlier, if you see here, so here we said here it is just giving the count. Overall, there are 714 values are present. Fine. So that means the remaining some 100, 177, right? What was the count? 177, around 177 are the missing values. Agree? But where they are present, like which positions are they missing? Okay. So that also you can get where all you are seeing, right? So for example, this is the first row. This first white line could be some fifth row. Okay. And see, this is a bit thicker white line, this one. Okay. That means continuously there are a set of missing values. Could be some just a approximation, could be from 210 to 215, for example. Okay. So it will also give you the idea at which positions the values are missing. Okay. So it's not like if there are 177, fine. It's not like first 177 values are missing or last 177 values are missing. It's not like that, right? So it will be missing in a some particular positions, okay, randomly. Fine. So these white spaces are those records where there are this particular value is missing. Okay. So over here, over here, over here, everywhere. Getting this? Are you able to understand this?
Yes, sir.
The positions where it is missing. Fine. So and also cabin, if you see for cabin, so there are like so many values are missing. Okay, because only out of 800, 200 only present. That means how many is 700? Around 700 values are missing. So that's why you can see so much white space over here. See, over here, if you see, this is so much white space. That means 899, right? Just above 899, I would say around 700 position row number. There are a bunch of missing values. Okay, and here also, so many missing values. Okay. And for embark, there are only two missing values, and that's why you couldn't see clearly, but very slightly there will be just two missing values. Okay, and remaining everything is fine. Okay, so I hope this is clear, because count is tell you just the number of count, and this matrix will tell you at which particular, not exact particular position, but what is a distribution or spread of the missing values across the particular column. Okay, and then you have heat map. Okay, so in the heat map also it will tell you that what is the age column cabin. What is this heat map will tell you the, let me see this. The correlation heat map measures nullity correlation, how strong the presence of or absence of one variable affects the presence of another variable. Okay, so it is just effect. So age and cabin, so it is saying the correlation between this is 0.1 and cabin and impact is minus 0.1. Okay, so that means what? If these two are having negative correlation and this is having positive correlation, kind of thing. Okay, but for the missing values count and matrix, this I think it will give you a very decent understanding. Agree? So just if you download this profile report and open this, you can at a single shot you can understand which particular columns are having and what is the spread of that. Okay, then after that you'll have something called the last section is sample. Fine. So that means what? It just gives a sample of columns, the first 10 rows and the last 10 rows. Okay, that's all. So overview, just I'll just again give you the overview, guys. Okay, so just see here. So first you have overview, and also it's saying some alert. What's the alert? Yeah. So see, this is also very important information. So it is saying the name as having high cardinality. So what is cardinality? The distinct values. Okay. So that means what? See, for example, the overall number of records are what? 899 records. Okay. So in this, you have a particular column called as P class. Fine. So, but what are the unique values in P class, guys? Can you tell me?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Just by using this 1, 2, 3 only, overall 899 records are created. Okay. So whatever record you take, the P class column will have either 1 or 2 or 3. Okay. That means it is having less cardinality. Less cardinality. Okay. This cardinality. Cardinality is just the number of unique values. Okay. But if you take the name column, it is having 891 because every person is unique and you will have a different name. So out of 891 records, total 891 records are different. Okay. So that's why it is having the very high cardinality. Okay. Very high cardinality. So it is just giving an alert. So there is nothing wrong. Fine. So, but the report is just saying, so they're like completely, each record is different from other. Okay. So because usually if you observe any other columns, right, most of the columns, if you just observe, see, survived. Okay, passenger ID is obviously will have a high cardinality because it's a unique number. Survived will be either 1 or 0. Fine. So even though it is a categorical column, so the number of categories will be very less, guys. Okay, because if you see survived, so okay, so out of 899 records, what are the unique values? Only 0 or 1. P class either 1, 2, 3. Agree? This SBI SP either 0 or 1. Park or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Embark or S or C or Q 6, either male or female. That's it. So just the unique values will not be greater than 3 or 4 or 5 at most. Agree? But in case some of the columns, if it is having like complete very high cardinality, okay, like you see the ticket number is also having high cardinal. It's saying 681 distinct values. Okay, cabin is also having. Okay, so those type it's just giving you as a alert. Okay, you need to just check whether that is acceptable or not. Okay, and next it is saying this particular survived column is having highly correlated with the sex column. Fine. And it is saying, yeah, with 6 column and survived is having high coordinate correlation. Okay, so it's just giving alerts. You need to just make sure whether these are perfect or not. Okay, age is having high missing values. Cabin is having still more higher missing values. Okay, the passenger is ID is uniformly distributed. Fine. This value. Fine. So it's just increasing and increasing. Name is uniformly distributed. No, what do you see by uniform distributed? Okay, so in distribution, how do we calculate the distribution? That means you'll have the value and here you will have the frequency. You remember from a statistics class, the value and the frequency will be plotted. Fine. So why it is saying the passenger ID is uniformly distributed? Because the passenger ID is unique. Agree? What is this passenger ID? Just this ID, right? So it's obviously unique value. Fine. So any value you take, the frequency will be 1. Fine. So either you take in the values in the on the x-axis value from 0, 1, 2 till 891. Agree? The frequency is 1 because it is repeated only once. So the distribution will be how? It will be like uniform distribution. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So even if you take the name column also, fine, name column also on the x-axis, if you take name, fine. So first name some what was let's take some Rose. Okay, second name Jack or third name some other any name you take. Overall, you have 891 unique names. Agree? Because just now we have seen the 891. The name is having high cardinality. The frequency is what? If you have on the y-axis frequency and here it is 0 and frequency 1, frequency 2, for example, every name will have only one frequency. Say only one frequency 1. And if you just plot, you will have a uniform graph. So that's why it's saying name is uniformly distributed. Ticket is also uniformly distributed. Fine. So in other words, you can clearly understand where the cardinality is high. Fine. So where the cardinality is high, that means the if you understand the relation, when the cardinality is high, that means the unique values is low, because the unique values is the unique values is high. Okay, the cardinality is high means the complete unique values. Okay, every value is different from other. So when there are completely different values, that means the frequency is less. That means there is no repetition. Agree? When every value is unique, that means no value is repeating. So the frequency is obviously less. So the frequency is less, fine. So the graph will become more and more uniform. Agree? So only when there is some values are having higher frequency, some values are lower frequency, you will have a graph of something like this. Fine. So the frequency will be increasing, decreasing, some sort of histogram you will find. Agree? But if the frequency is almost same, so you'll have a uniform graph. Is that clear? Did you get this point?
Yes, sir, understood.
Understood, right? Okay, great. So that's what it is trying to tell us. Okay. So cabin is also uniform. Okay. Passenger has having unique values. Okay. Passenger ID is having unique values. So that's what it's saying. Complete unique values it's having. Okay. Name is also unique values. Okay. And this is having some SIBSP having 6080 zeros values. Okay. Why? So if you see SIBSP, yeah, see SIBSP. Okay. So how you can also find out guys SIBSP? So you also know SIBSP. Okay. So dot unique values. If you say dot unique, why it is giving me error? Did I give the column name wrong? Yeah. So this should be capital S. Okay. So see, these are the unique values of SIB. And if I want to find out the count of each and every value, so if I do n count, it will give you total how many values. Okay. But I want what? I want I'll do the value counts. Okay. So it is telling you each, these are the overall categories, but each category is repeated how many times? Okay. So 0 is repeated 608 times. Fine. So over here also it is saying 0, it is having 608 zeros. Fine. Similarly, P arc is having 678 zeros, fair is having 15 zeros. Okay. Because zeros sometimes, why it is specifically giving zeros means sometimes 0 might be the actual value, or sometimes it might be inserted by mistake. Okay. So if there are null values, 0 might be considered over there. Okay. So just to be make sure, and also 0 does not have any value, right? Usually, fine. So in a particular column, see for example, you are having a 0 class. Okay. Could be the topmost class. Okay. In the given domain or given data set. Okay. But usually 0 does not have any value. So that's why it is just giving out as an alert. Okay. These are all not issues, guys. These are just alerts. Okay. So you just need to take a look and make sure for yourself whether these are fine or not. Okay. But in our case, everything is fine. Okay. So all these are zeros are fine, uniform distributed fine, everything is fine. Okay. So you can just get some alerts. Okay. And it is saying, so this is just regarding the report. Okay. So these are the alerts also we have seen. So coming back overview, and each individual variable you can get some details. Okay. And after that you have interactions. Okay. So this is, and after interactions you have good correlation. Okay. And then you have missing values. Okay. So then the sample, fine. So many functions what we have seen in the notebook, right? If not all, many functions, basic functions, okay, so are directly given in the form of report. Okay. With what we did not do anything. So we just in passed our data frame to this profile report from this Pandas profiling. That's all. Okay. And everything it gives for us. Fine. So is Pandas profiling clear, guys?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. Does it seem a bit helpful?
Yes, sir, it is giving some idea about data set.
Cool. Okay. And we use this. Okay. So in our projects, right? Practically. So for the first thing, once we get any data set, right? So we will do this basic check of these functions. But first thing is we'll Pandas profiling we'll do. Okay. We'll generate a report and then we will spend some time over here. So this will give you very good understanding, right? So at least 30 to 40% of the understanding from the data set will give number of columns, okay, the behavior of each column, correlations, okay. If you understand these values, right, it will have a very good understanding about the data. After that, you can proceed. So once you have this, right, so you can go over here, missing values, you can see, and you will get an idea on which particular value columns you need to take some action. Okay, so cabin you are having, so age you are having, so what type of values you can fill it. Age is numerical value, cabin is a categorical value. How you can fill it, you can just have some thoughts before actually start coding, right? So what type of okay, logic you need to write, what type of script you need to start writing, you will get some idea. Okay, so and also you can see some which values are correlated. So is that I would say if there are any correlation between different columns, fine, so you can get a decent idea from this, and also interactions variables. Okay, fine. So that's about the profile reporting, guys. Okay, so this one thing I would like to show you. Fine. So with this, I would say we have technically concluded the last thing about the pandas also, which is pandas profiling. Fine. So cool. So now the next part is called as visualization, guys. Okay, so let's start that. So if I go over here, fine. Fine, guys. So let me start with the Python visualization. Okay. So just to start with the visualizations, guys. So till now we have seen, I don't think now visualization is a very, very new topic to you now, because in statistics, I think, so in statistics, we have seen graphs. Okay. So many graphs we have seen. Okay. Normal distribution graphs. Okay. And standard normal distribution graph, uniform graph. Okay. Bar plot we have seen, histogram we have seen, box plot we have seen. You remember? Box plot we have seen. So at least you have some idea about what does what's visualization mean. Okay, but now we are going to specifically spend few classes on the visualization topic itself. Okay, so because the one single idea over here is human brain understands pictures, okay, better than words. Okay, so that means even if you write a very long para, okay, of 100 lines, fine, 100 lines of para, so we don't have that much as of now, that much patience or interest to understand, but the same spirit of this, whatever you're trying to convey, you can just capture in a small image. Okay, a small cartoon or small image, fine, so you can capture that. Fine, so that's why if you see the memes these days, the memes are very famous. Okay, and even in newspapers also, you will have small cartoons on political cartoons or on current topic situations. Okay, so that will give you, instead of reading a very long article or blog on a particular topic, so based upon one single picture you can understand, because the human brain is wired in such a way that it understands pictures in a better way. Okay, so that's why many people like storytelling also. Okay, so in our childhood we like stories, right? Why? Because we visualize the pictures. Okay, so as we hear something, so constantly the brain creates some images. It will try to store the complete data in the form of images. Fine, so that way pictures are very, very interesting for brain, because it can easily analyze and observe and try to, okay, bring out some insights from that. Fine, so I would say that's a basic reason why visualization is also important. Fine, so that's why graphs. Fine, so instead of telling so many things or giving a big lecture, just now we have seen in our pandas profiling. Fine, so it is just telling you in one single scene. So instead of I telling you regarding each and every column, fine, so this one single graph, if you just look at it, this is also picture, this is also some sort of visualization. In one shot, you can just understand the age and cabin columns are the guys who are in case creating some issue. Fine, so these are the guys who need some action to be taken upon. Fine, so remaining every columns are fine. Agree? So in one single shot, you understood the actual concept of the missing values. Okay, otherwise, if I need to tell you the same thing in this what do I say, in this in the form of words. So I would say every column is fine, and age and cabin are the two columns which are having some missing values, and the spread of, I cannot tell you properly also in the words the spread of these columns. Fine. So in what random positions the actual there are missing values present over here. Okay, so that will be difficult. In picture you can understand very easily. Fine. So that is a fundamental advantage of the visualizations. Agree? So now coming to the visualization part in Python. Fine. So as we have NumPy and Pandas, NumPy is for numerical calculations, and Pandas, as we have seen, for the data set accessing and manipulations and what all we can do. Fine. So for the visualization also, Python has provided actually many libraries. Okay. But we are going to see the top libraries called as Matplotlib and Seaborn. Okay, and these two libraries are, I would say, enough, or in some cases more than enough, to come up with any sort of graphs that you would be required in machine learning or Python or stats. Fine, because these two are very well equipped with lot of functions. Fine, you can draw almost any sort of graph from these two. Okay, and some other, so a bit advanced libraries. Oh, fine. So for a specific data sets, some 3D or some complex data sets. Okay, so there you have some advanced like Plotly library and something called as ggplot. Okay, so you have, apart from this, you will have a lot of libraries. Okay, so the topmost are Matplotlib and Seaborn. Okay, and in this, the Matplotlib is the basic one which covers the basic plotting, and Seaborn is a bit advanced. Okay, and we are going to see these two and cover almost all the required important functions and graphs from this. Okay, fine. So with that, we are going to start with the Matplotlib, guys. Okay, so let's start. Any questions, guys? Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so fine, guys. Let's start with the Matplotlib. Okay, so before we start, the first and foremost thing you need to understand is type of data. Okay, in a given data set, because based upon the data, okay, so the which type of graph you need to plot will be decided. Okay, because you cannot use the same graph for every type of data. Agree? So for the categorical there will be a type of data, and for the numerical there will be a type of data. Okay, like that. Fine. So after that, the way how you need to import the libraries are very simple. Okay, so this is NumPy, NP, Pandas, PD, which we have already seen. Now coming to Matplotlib, it is from import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Okay, so inside this Matplotlib, we have something called as pyplot. Okay, so that you will be importing it as a PLT. What is this PLT? Alias. Okay, so just like PD and NP, and you have something called as Seaborn. Okay, so that you can import it as SNS. Fine. So Matplotlib and Seaborn. Fine. So these two are the famous visualization libraries. Okay. So initially we are going to see Matplotlib. So let's jump into it. Fine. So as you can see, yeah. So this is a simple graph. Okay. So it's production sales in the year of 2000, not 2000. So in the 2019 and 2020. Okay. So it's, we not use any function, but it's just a sample graph how it will be look like. Right. So now, yeah, using the graph, one thing is you will get a pictorial understanding about the given column, and apart from that, it will also help you in some analysis. Okay, so you will have bivariate analysis. That means if you plot the graph between two columns, fine, so you will get some, and you can do some analysis. Okay, so that means what is the dependency between these two columns? Fine, so what is the correlation between these two columns? Okay, that you will be able to get. Okay, so there will be obviously three different types of graphs combinations which you can do. That is between categorical and categorical, numerical and numerical, and it will be numerical and, sorry, this should be categorical. Okay. So it will be numerical and categorical. Okay. So for numerical and numerical columns, that means, for example, age is a numerical column, and P class, P class is can be considered as a categorical. Okay. Fair. Okay. Fair is a numerical. Okay. Age and fair are two numerical columns. Okay. So for this, you will use this type of graph, and only for categorical, you will use another type of graph, and categorical and numerical, you will use another type of graph. Fine. So that's why understanding the data type is very important. Okay. Fine. So you will use we are going to use some time series data. Okay. Fine. So let's start, guys. So over here, if you see the first thing, what we are going to use in the Matplotlib is, okay, so it's a PLT. So for example, just to if you want to have a basic idea about this Numbers Pandas, right? So as I already said, so we have something called as W3 schools. Okay. So for the quick basic understanding, right? So you can refer this. So here it will tell you how you can plot, how you can do the plotting, okay, and basic markers, lines, grids, okay, everything. So just for a quick overview, okay. Anyhow, we are going to see all these and many more from over here. So in our class, okay. So for example, if you see here, so we are having price column, year column, okay. And if you just do PLT, so from now on, you will always see this PLT. What is this PLT? From where does this PLT coming from? PLT is our Matplotlib from now. Okay. So plot. Okay. So I'm saying PLT dot plot. Okay. Plot is now a function or a method from Matplotlib. Fine. So it is, I'm just saying plot. What I'm to plot? Year and price. So obviously year will be considered as X and price will be Y. Okay. So this will be year. This will be price. So I just said plot. That means take one value from year and take one value from price and just plot it. So 2015, 48800. Okay. 2015, it is 4800. Okay. Simple graph. 2016, there will be some 54,000. 17, some 57. 18, something. Okay. 19, 2000. Okay. A simple, just it will connecting the dots. That's it. A very basic graph. Okay. So we'll go step by step and let me know. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. It's a very simple graph. Okay. Now we'll take a use case. Okay. For example, I'm having this data set called a Sharma Kohli, and this is my data set. What is this? This is so this guy is Rohit Sharma, and this guy is Virat Kohli. Okay. And this is the index. Index is my year. Okay. And these are the scores. They have scored or some measure. Let me take it as runs. In 2008, Rohit Sharma 404 runs, Virat Kohli 165, like that. Okay. So this graph, okay, using this graph, so I would like to plot some values. Okay. So when I say plot of batsman index, so I'm plotting what? I'm plotting the index column and Kohli column. Okay. So how do we access this column? Simple, as you know, data frame and square bracket index and data frame Kohli. Okay. So these two columns, this column and this column, I'm plotting. Okay. How PLT dot plot. Okay. Always observe this, what method I'm calling. Okay. So the basic, it's just plot. So once you just do plot, so this is how it's plotting. Okay. So for 2000, it is something around how much, guys? 165. Okay. So like that, this is a graph. Okay. And from 2017, it went to 308. Okay. So some 308. Okay. So just now I told you, right? So we can understand pictures better. So if you see here, just from this data set, so if I ask you, so in which year the Kohli was having his best performance, worst performance, something like that, you can tell it, but it still it will take some time, right? So you need to check this, analyze this, and also it is just because it is 9 rows, you're able to do that. But what if it is 90 rows? So obviously it will be very difficult for you to tell quickly. Okay, so if you spend some time, you can do, but if I just by looking at it, if I ask you out of 90 rows, okay, so what is the best year performance of Kohli and which particular period he was struggling, and after that, what is his like best years of run scoring. Okay, so those questions to answer, right? So just from the data set, it will be difficult. Okay, for here also, if I just see, I need to like spend few seconds of time and understand what is the highest value. Okay, here eighth is eighth year, 2016 was the highest and lowest was around 2008, so something like that. Okay, but if I just put it in the graph sense, okay, just by looking here, I can see this is a peak value. Simply it is a 2016 is the best performance and 2008 is its like lowest performance. Agree? So and here we can see from 2008 to 2000 what is this, 2013. Okay, so no, 2008 to till 2011, okay, his graph is increasing, and after that, due to some reason, he did not score well. Okay, his tab got decreased, and then next year he scored well. Next again he came down. Again from 2014 to 16, his graph is increasing, and 16 he was extremely in best form, and again next year he got dropped. See, so many things I'm able to understand from single picture. Okay, so that's why once again it is proved that graphs are way better than the text or the data set. Okay, but obviously from graphs you cannot do lot of things. Okay, because you have so many functions in pandas, right? So like what all we have seen, so many functions we have seen. Fine, so fill in everything such that, yep, those all obviously to do some manipulations, obviously you need pandas. Okay, but for analyzation, okay, or from understanding purpose, obviously graphs are very, very important. Okay, fine. So coming back, so this is how you can just plot any two columns. Okay, fine. So if I just change it to, for example, RG Sharma. Okay. Okay, I need to run this. Just give me a second. Import pandas as PD. Okay, run this. PLT. Okay, I will just run this first cell. Okay. So now I will come over here. I will run this. Yeah. So if you see, this is a graph of the Rohit Sharma. Okay. And earlier the graph was for the Virat Kohli. Clear, guys? Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So after that, we can draw multiple graphs also. Okay. So as we have seen, see. So in the same graph, I'm drawing Kohli also, Rohit Sharma also. Okay. So when you do two graphs, so automatically it will take different colors for different graphs. Okay. And we can also customize this. We can also control these colors. Okay. All we are going to see, what all you are going to see, right? So everything we can control that we are going to see step by step. But as of now, this thing is, it will tell you plotting multiple plots. Okay. So if you go to, so for Virat Kohli, it is giving you, I think, blue color, and for this is a Rohit Sharma graph. Okay. So from here also, you can also have a bivariate analysis at a single picture. Okay. So at each year, you can also compare. So 2011, Virat Kohli was blue, Virat Kohli was perfect in better form, and 2000, oh, actually everywhere the Kohli was performing better, right? So only in the initial years, like 2008 till 2010, Rohit Sharma was in good form. Okay. So after that, Kohli has overtaken him. Okay. Fine. So that bivariate analysis, the plotting multiple plots can be directly done. Okay. Fine. So this can be extended to multiple columns also. I mean, more than two, more than four. Okay. So, but this is how you can just looking at the graphs, you can understand. Fine. So after that, now coming to this graph, right? So you can, but here, if I just see this graph, and if I ask you, like, what are these graphs? You don't have any answer, right? Because there are no title, there is no text or index or any labels that got created. Okay, so now we are going to see that. Okay, so if you see here for the same graph, okay, so for the same graph, there are three things, guys. The main three things are title, X label, Y label. Okay, so X label is this X label, Y label is this Y label, and title is the actual title of this graph. What does this graph actually represent? Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so over here, if you see now the same graph, but here what we need to look at it is the title. What is this title? So this is the title. As you can see, Rohit Sharma versus Virat Kohli. Okay, and X label is season. Okay, and Y label is run score. So now this looks way better, right? So even if a third person who did not draw this graph, even if we look at this, you can clearly understand, okay, this is speaking about the comparison between Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli career, and these are the years and these are the number of scores they have scored, and they can understand whose performance is better. Okay, but earlier over here it is very difficult. It is nameless and titleless. Okay, so now here we have given it some name. Simple title plot dot observe these guys. Okay, always observe in throughout these sessions, right? So earlier we have used simple plt dot plot to plot this. Okay, this plt dot plot. Okay, so everything whatever we do, right, everything comes from this plt only. Okay, plt dot plot, now the PLT. Title, x label, y label. Agree? Fine. So is this clear, guys? This step.
Yes, sir.
Okay, simple title, x label, y label. Cool. So after that, let's go ahead. Okay, so now see every step we are going to add a new component. Okay, so just focus on that. Okay, so now in this what we have seen, so till now we have seen plot is done, plotting is done, single plot is, multiple plot is done, title done, x label done, y label done. Okay, but now here if you see the new thing called as color code. Okay, so by default it is taking what blue and orange colors. Agree, by default it is taking blue and orange colors, but if you don't want that, okay, so you can also give some color codes. Okay, so in Matplotlib, so you have many color codes. Okay, I don't remember all those color codes. You can quickly go for the color codes. Give it a search. Okay, so list of named colors. So these are the base colors. Okay, all these are color. What is this color? Color. Okay, color codes. Color. Specifying color. Yeah. Case in situ some. Yeah, guys. So these are some colors I would say. Okay, let me just try this color. Okay. I don't know what is this color, but I'm just trying it for Kohli. Okay. Oh, I got blue. Is it blue? Okay. So I'll take some other color. What is this color? I don't know. Okay, some light blue. Okay. So you can also get a list of its color and its corresponding name also with a single search. Fine. So I leave it that for you. Okay. So, but you have, if you just search Matplotlib colors, you will get a lot of colors. Okay, so if you just change some other color, see some gray silver color. Okay, so like that you can also specify and play with some colors. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Simple. Okay, so after that, see one more component is added. Okay, so now what here? So we have seen this plot, title, everything is fine. Color also we have seen. Okay, now the next thing is line style and line width. Okay, so if you see, it is plotting this plots. Okay, this shape of the lines. Okay, but if you don't like that shape, okay, if you want to draw it in some other way, so you can also control it with that. Okay, so that means what, see the plotting will be same, everything will be same, but instead of this line, instead of this straight line, you can do something like dotted line or straight dot or xxxx, something like that. Okay, just designing, guys. Okay, we are still in the basic stage. Okay, we're just seeing the designing. Okay, later we will see different sort of plots. Okay, so over here if you see the line style, solid. Okay, for Virat Kohli, you can use solid. See, the perfect solid thing we are using. Okay, a thick one. Okay, and for Rohit Sharma, we are using dash dot. Okay, see, this is dash dot. As you can see, there is a dash, there's a dot, there's a dash, there's a dot. Okay, it's called dash dot. Okay, and also the width also we have changed. Okay, it is a bit thicker because the line width is 3 and this is just 2. Okay, so if I just run this, okay, so and if I, for example, if I use it 5, it will be still more thicker. See, very thick. Fine. So for example, if I just use 1, it will be very thin. Okay, so let me use it as 2, just like this. Okay, so that is a width, and the style is solid dash dot. Okay, and also you will have different styles, guys. Okay, so you can go for the Matplotlib. line style, and I would say this one. Yeah, as you can see, we have solid, dotted, dash, dash dot, loosely dotted, etc., etc., etc. So many. Okay, I'll just go with the dotted. Okay, for example, instead of dash dot, okay, for solid, I'll go with dotted. Okay, see, it's just dotted, and because this color is not that great, okay, I'll go with some other color. Okay, so I'll just change the color of this guy, dotted. Okay, fine. And if it is not perfect, so I'll go for some bit thicker. Okay, so now you can understand it. Okay, cool. Clear? Line style, line width.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, so I'm just telling you the few examples, but anytime you can just search for it and you'll have lot of options. Okay, see, so many options we are having. Okay, fine. So after that, we also see we have something called as marker. Okay, so till here color we have seen, line style, line width. Okay, we have seen there is something called as marker. That means what? So this value, so wherever, see, it is, see, from it has started from here, from 2008, this 2009, this 2010. Okay, so when it is changing from a year to year, so here over here you can mark something like this. Okay, you can mark something like this, or mark something like this, something like this. Okay, or some dot, something like that. Okay, so just to indicate the change from year to year. Okay, value to value. Okay, that thing you can do over here. Okay, so for here they have used some marker called as yes. Okay, and this is called as marker as O. Okay, S is not it, it is actually S will have some particular design for it. O is will have some design for it. Okay, we are going to see that. Okay, so but these are the markers. Okay, from particular year to year, value to value, when it is changing, so what marker you need to use over here. Okay, so for marker also, I would say there will be, yeah, marker reference. Yeah, over here if you see, yeah, so you can do 1 2 3 4. So if I just use 1, so I think it will give you something like that. So I'll use 1. So what, see, 1 is giving you this design. Okay, similar to this design. Okay, and 4 is I would say somewhat better. I'll use 4 for this guy. What it is giving? 4.
Yeah, you changed it.
Oh, sorry, thanks. Okay, yeah, 4 is giving you this small arrow mark, if you see. Okay, so based upon the data set which you're using, right, you can use the apt one. So for example, I don't know, like related to some sales, if you are using, so you can use this arrow mark, which would be good representation. But if it's a general thing, you can use simple dots sort of thing. Okay, and you also have like S. Earlier we have used S, that's why it's giving this. For example, I like diamond, so let's say D I will use. Okay, so capital D, if I use, I'll say marker. And also there's a marker size also, the size of the marker. Okay, I'll just use 5 over here. And for one guy I gave D, and some other let's say I'll say star. Okay, so for this marker I'll say star. Okay, see, I got diamond shape for one guy, and for other guy I got star. Okay, simple designing, small formatting. Okay, so color, line style, line width, marker, everything you can change. Fine. So after that, what do we have? Yeah, after that, the main important thing is the legend. Okay, what is that? Because even now also, from this also, see, till here it is very clear. Okay, at least we have this label, we have this course, we have this season. Okay, everything designs we have. But if I ask you, which one is for Rohit and which one is for Virat? The third person cannot answer. Is this for Rohit? Is this for Virat? Which one? I don't know. Nobody knows except for the guy who draws. Okay, further you need to add some details over here. Oh, that's called legend. Okay, so this is a pl.legend. Fine. So when you do that, so everything is same what we have seen. Okay, so over here for that you need to add some labels. Okay, so to use this legend, so earlier when you are plotting this, right, so you need to add this label equal to what value you want to give it over here. Okay, so here I'm giving Virat for this guy, and for this guy I'm using Rohit. Okay, when you use label over here, and to reflect that label in the diagram, you need to use this legend. Okay, so this, whatever you are seeing, this color, all this, right, so usually we don't use this at all. Okay, so because we don't want all those fancy formatting or designing. Okay, whatever the basic thing is, the Matplotlib offers us, that is more than enough. But if you want this, use this, you can go ahead. Okay, so but the label is important. Okay, so for example, I'm saying Virat runs. Okay, but just like, okay, Rohit runs. Okay, I'm saying, so now when I run this, see, it is saying Virat runs, Rohit runs. Okay, so and to reflect this, you should actually have this legend. You should also plot this legend. Okay, so if I comment this, I would say, so see, so even though you have added the label over here, fine, still it will not show because the legend is not created. Okay, so whatever you are seeing, this box, right, the small box, this box, okay, this is called legend. Okay, so this legend will pick the values from this label. Okay, so this green, this, what is this yellow, lemon yellow color is Virat, and this pink is Rohit. Fine, and for that you need to have label and legend, and also you can also decide the position of this label. Okay, because sometimes, see, here it is cutting my graph. Okay, here it is cutting my graph. Okay, so I don't know how the graph looks like, so based upon that you can see, I want, if this is here, it would be much better, we have space over here, so it is like upper left. Agree? So now it is perfect. Okay, there is no overlapping. So clearly I will get a decent idea what it is speaking about. Okay, this guy is Virat, this guy is Rohit, and these are the graphs. Okay, x-axis, y-axis, title, designings, yes, everything. This looks far better. Agree?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay, fine. So I would say that, and after that, what do we have? Yeah, so we have just few more functions to cover. Okay, till we'll cover, and scatter plots will start from tomorrow. Okay, so coming to this, yeah, so let's say we are having some other plotting. So let's say this is the price, this is the year. So if I just do pld.plot, okay, see, same thing what we have seen till now. Okay, so if I just do pld.plot, what did I get, guys? Just give me a second. Yeah, so if you see, this is my x-axis, this is, sorry, price, year. Okay, plot. When I'm plotting, what it is doing, it is giving this graph, but it is very difficult for me to understand what it is trying to say. Okay, because see, this is not 0 1 2 3 4, it is L e portion, that means into 10 to the power of 6. Okay, but the scaling is very different. Okay, I cannot understand 2000. See, even though, for what is the value of 2015, guys? 48,000. 16, 54,000, 17, 57,000. Agree? There is a very clear change. There is so much difference between these two and these two, 3,000, 8,000 difference. Okay, but from the graph, it is saying all are same, 15, 16, 17. Okay, and just for 2021, it is increasing. Why? Because you should observe over here, only for the last 2021, the value is very much high. This is 45,000, this is 4 lakhs 50 or 45 lakhs sort of thing. Okay, because the range is very different. Okay, when compared to this, okay, when compared to this value, all these are very similar to each other. Agree? When compared to 45 lakhs, 48,000, 54,000 are all very much closer to each other. Okay, so that's why it is considering them as almost same, but only there is a sudden jump in the 2021 value. Okay, but this is misleading us. This is misleading us. Agree? So to avoid this, so okay, so we have something called as, see, limit, y limits and x limits. Okay, so over here, so for the same graph, I'm plotting the year and price, but here what I'm doing is I'm limiting the value. So okay, on the x-axis, what I want to see, and y-axis what I want to see. I don't want to plot everything, but let's say on x-axis I'm just plotting between 2017 and 19. Okay, and on the y-axis I'm plotting from 0 to 75,000 itself. Okay, so with that you can understand. So from 2017, it is somewhere around 58 sort of thing. Okay, and it is decreasing, and this is on 2018, it is decreased a bit, and 2019, it is all a bit decreased more. Okay, at least you'll get some better idea. Fine. So 2000, that's why you see 2017, how much it is? 57. Fine. 2018, it is decreased a bit, and 2019, it is still decreased. Getting? If I draw 50 over here, okay. 24, right? Okay. 02. What is 2017? 17 is starting from. Oh, okay. 17 start 57, right? So if I just plot from 50,000, starting with 50,000, and this is to, oh, okay. Sorry, 40,000. Let me take from 40,000 to 60,000. Okay. So now this is even more better. Fine. So you can understand the graph. So you can just limit what should be the x-axis and y-axis values you want to plot, so that you will have the actual meaning. But if you plot it is not always, but just because it is sort of outlier, it is almost like an outlier, right? So in that cases, so the plots might be a bit deceiving. Okay, so to handle that, you can arrange the limits just to see specific ranges of these values. Okay, fine. So after that, one more very simple thing is called as grid, guys. Okay, so everything, what all this till here we have seen everything. Okay, the only new thing is pld.grid. So what is this grid? So the background boxes, you see the grid, right? So it will create that. Okay, because in the background, if you have that, right, so it looks a bit more convenient, okay, to understand. Okay, so that's why in the graphs also, in our childhood, in school days, we used to buy graphs, right? So the graph will be complete gridded, it will be full of grids, small boxes, if you remember. Okay, so these are the grids. Okay, so over here the graph is very plain. Okay, this plain. Okay, but here if you see, if you add this pld.grid, fine, so it will give you grid. Okay, so nothing new. Okay, but it will be better to understand, because if you have, so you can track, say this at the 400, this is at some 2014. Okay, usually I suggest to use grid. Okay, so it will give you a better understanding. Okay, so after that, yeah, the one last thing is pld.show, guys. Okay, pld.show is only you do pld.show. In some cases, will actually show, because now, because we are running it in the notebook, right? So that's why it is just running each and every column, and it is giving you the output of each and every column automatically. Okay, but suppose if you want to, if you are using some other IDE like PyCharm, okay, where you want to print it on the console, fine. So, or in your actual project, if you want to print it somewhere else on the front end or somewhere, fine. So once you do this everything, still you will not get the output, because without using pl.show, it will not print the output. Okay, but in notebook it is different. So once you run a cell, it automatically creates output. But generally, in the practical point of view, only when you run this one single step, pl.show, whatever you have done till now, that will be shown. Otherwise, it will not show. Everything will be processed, but it will not show. Only once you run this pl.show, it will show you the graph. That's why it's called show the graph. Fine. So that's about the show. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, fine. I would say that's all from here. So very simple. I would say that you will not find any difficulty in understanding any sort of graph, guys. Very simple, and very it will give very better understanding. Okay, so but you will have so many graphs. Okay, so in different combinations, like multiple columns, single column, scatter plot, pair plot, histogram. Okay, we are going to see all those. Fine. So I would say that's all. These are the basic things, and still there are some more few basic graphs and different sort of graphs, like scatter plots, bar plots, histograms, 5-gram. Okay, so which we are going to see tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, so that's all from my end today. Okay, so fine. If you have any questions, let me know, or else I think we are good. Okay, are we good?
Yes, sir. No doubts.
Okay, fine. So I'll just send that pandas profiling part. So just try to try that, and yeah, let's meet tomorrow. Thanks, guys.